Hello, welcome to KSBS News, and my name is Braden Swiler.
And my name is Daryl McLeod.
Today's episode will include an interview with fellow Legionnaire Bob Jenkins.
Then there is a message from every county commissioner about what is going on in their respective county and the promises they have made. Then the Natural Resources Department shares what has been going on in their line of work. And then finally, the House and the Senate have a battle of bills.
Without further ado, let's get into the interview with Bob Jenkins.
So today we are here with Bob Jenkins. And Bob Jenkins, what did you do in the military?
I was a captain in the Army, and I was a counterintelligence agent. That's what I did in the Army. I'm a Vietnam veteran, and I worked on counterintelligence in Vietnam. And then when I was getting ready to get out, the guy that I worked for in Vietnam was a full colonel, and he got promoted to 1 star. He came over to recruit people to work for him to go to work in the Washington, D.C. So I went to work in the Pentagon for him, and I had 55 agents that worked for me underneath me, and we did some interesting things back then. We had 4 or 5 different times when they had poor people's marches on Washington, people coming to try to get more money for food stamps and so forth. We had a lot of anti-war demonstrations there also then, and we did about 3 of those, and these are involving people, about 500,000 people. Then later in that year, in 1968, Bobby Kennedy, who was running for president, got killed, and we helped work on his funeral in Washington, D.C., augmented the FBI. We also augmented the FBI after Martin Luther King got killed at his funeral in Washington, D.C., and they declared martial law in Washington, D.C., and our guys had to be posted out in different areas of town because they were raiding, pillaging, and tearing up businesses, breaking into places and stealing things. And we actually got shot at in our car, when we was out that day. But, it was an interesting time in history.
All right, well, thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. Okay.
So I'm here with...
Jackson Carey from Dole County.
what promises are you making to your county?
Mostly to our county, we're going to get a police station set up. So,
Is that it?
that, roads, and something around power lines. Roads and power lines.
All right.
Of course.
Yeah. So what is your name?
I'm Parker Richmond, and I'm the county commissioner from Eisenhower County.
Okay. What are your promises to your county that you're making?
Yeah, so right now we're working on improving crime rates and our infrastructure overall to support education. So we're doing a couple things to generally just make our streets safer, doing things like implementing, street lights and stop signs and things like that, just to improve overall public safety. And then for education, obviously we just received a grant from the Department of Education to continue developing those institutions. So yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, what is your name? My name is Gavin DeBrava, Sites County Commissioner.
What are the promises you are making to your county?
We're not just doing promises right now, we're actually working on infrastructure. We're building power lines, street signs, roads, all of that good jazz. Water infrastructure, everything, all the good stuff. Yep.
So what is your name and what county are you from?
I'm Alex Chavez. I'm from Kennedy County.
What promises are you making or trying to make to your county?
So right now we're basically trying to get presence of law enforcement and maybe fire department. That's the main thing we are trying to work for at the moment.
All right, thank you. Okay, so today I am here with
Daniel Noel
of
Powell County.
All right, and what promises are you making to your county?
So right now we are working on getting road and speed limits set and fines for those speed limits, as well as improving the roads, like stop signs, stoplights, and other things like that. And we're also going to increase the mill levy so the county can get some money to help pay for those things. And then we were also working on talking to the Department of Economics to also get money to help for that. and then talking with the Department of Education to help fund for schools, and the Department of Human Resources to help fund for an urgent care center.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm John Hefke. I'm the chairman of the Natural Resources and Energy Department.
And my name is Zach Gurka. I am the liaison for the same department.
Okay, would one of you want to do a quick briefing of what you guys are doing? Okay.
As a Natural Resources and Energy Department, we are responsible for cooperating very closely with the Economics and Public Works departments to work on stuff such as energy resources, agriculture, and public works with water and other waste management protocols. This means that we have many jobs to immediately go, especially with power. Currently, no county or city has power. Except
Dole County and the city of Clawson. We established a meeting earlier today where we gave them a grant for enough money to pay for their wind energy, and we would wish to
give this opportunity to all counties. Please, all county commissioners, if you're seeing this, check your email. We will have a meeting on June 6th at 1:30 p.m. in the office.
Department of Natural Resources. That will be held in the Department of Natural Resources. And in that, we will ask that every city that attends brings $100, and we will pay for the rest. That's all we need from the cities of every state, or every member of every city in Kansas, for everyone to have power.
Thank you, and that is all.
All right, thank you guys.
At the start of the session for the House and Senate, there was slight animosity brewing between the two. Bills were having a hard time getting passed between both chambers. Eisenhower House Representative Christian Skaggs described some of the frustrations the House has had with the Senate.
We made a stipulation that we want education to be optional, not mandatory, in previously looking at the bill, and then the Senate came back up and said they want it to be mandatory again, and I felt slightly offended as a representative because the House of Representatives, we all came to a conclusion in the House of Representatives that it's not right to force people into an education which they later have to pay off. We don't think that's right, especially we already put them in prison. So for the Senate to come in there, and I don't want to say that they were kind of high and mightying it, but I felt as though they were trying to dumb it down for us, but we understood what we did, and we did it for a good reason, so that's why I was defending our point.
Senate member Austin Davis, however, believes that the goal of the Senate has been unity with the House all along.
The goal is to bring a lot more unity. I think the issue with that bill was not simply that we just didn't like it, but I think there were a lot of in-depth details that were in it itself that needed to be refined and fixed, and we think that if this is something that the House would like to have passed, that they're just going to have to take a little bit more time to work with. And we're willing to be flexible in any way that we can be, because the connection between House and Senate is incredibly important. But for now, we felt like this was not something that could be feasible, and we're simply just looking for it to be taken back and just reworked.
In the end, the House and Senate were able to come together to pass a prison education and reform bill to support education and rehabilitation for prisoners rather than punishment.
This is Braden Swiler.
And this is Daryl McLeod.
KSBS News, signing off.